Over the past 30 days, I have made over $8,000 selling my digital products passively. No live launching or doing anything active in order to promote and sell my products. Basically, I was making money in my sleep. And it's crazy to me because only a year and a half ago, I posted a video on my brand new YouTube channel talking about how I made $750-ish a month with my Etsy shop. So now I make $750 a month on this one product line. A year from now, I want to make a minimum of $6,000 a month from selling digital products. So today in this video, I want to share with you how I built my digital product business, how I set up systems so my digital products can sell themselves, so you can build the digital product business of your dreams too. Let's get into it. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa, and this channel is all about starting and growing your digital product business and making passive income online. So if you're interested in that, then definitely consider subscribing. So if you're interested in starting a digital product business online, then you should know that you're going to either need money and a little bit of time, or you're gonna need time and just a little bit of money. So I don't know about you, but when I started my digital product business, I didn't have $300,000 laying around to buy a house and then rent it out on Airbnb to make passive income. And I didn't even have $25,000 to invest in a high yield savings account to get that high interest rate return. But what I did have was an hour before my 9-to-5 job, a lunch hour, and a couple hours after work. And that is where I spent some time growing my digital product business. So there are two types of digital products we're going to talk about today, and they're the two types that I make passive income from every single month. So one of them is the informational digital product. This is an educational piece of content that teaches someone a skill or knowledge that you have. This can be in the form of an ebook or an online course or a membership site. Then you have resource digital products, and these types of products help people or support people do something in their life. So these are things like templates, workbooks, checklists, planners, media elements, etc. And the way that I grew my business, you can use this same roadmap to grow your digital product business as well, but I do want to point out the differences between these two types of digital products because they are a little bit different. So resource digital products like templates, workbooks, checklists, etc. These are really great for beginners because you don't need an audience in order to actually sell them. The reason why you don't need an audience is because people are actively searching for these types of products on third-party platforms like Etsy, Creative Market, etc. So for example, let's say you wanted to create Pinterest pin templates. Well, people are already on Etsy searching for that, so if you created the product and you uploaded it, then people would find it and purchase it. If you grew an audience of bloggers or people that wanted Pinterest pin templates, could you sell more units? Yes, of course. That's why I always suggest building an audience because it can only help and skyrocket your business. But let's say you wanted to sell an informational product like an ebook or an e-course, it's a little bit more difficult to sell without an audience. You could use ads, but we are talking about creating a digital product business with not much money. So yes, you would need an audience to actually make a decent amount of sales. And the really awesome thing, and why I really love informational products, is because you have the opportunity to charge a really high price point for your informational products. And that is just something that is hard to do with resource digital products, especially if you don't have a loyal audience. So the resource digital product that I sell are thank you card templates and business cards, and the informational product that I sell is my online course, Marketing for Makers Academy. Those are the two digital products that I sell, and that has made me over $8,000 in the past 30 days, and I didn't have to do anything actively to market those digital products. Okay, so let's get into the 5 phases that help me build this digital product business. So the first thing you want to do is find your niche. Now, I know niching down can be really confusing, so I do want to offer you something from my digital course, Marketing for Makers Academy. Within the academy, I teach you how to niche down using the PUD system. It's my proprietary system that helps you determine a niche that makes you profitable financially, emotionally, and energetically. So we do that through discovering what you're passionate about, what your unique value proposition is, and also making sure there's demand for that niche. So if you have passion and a unique value proposition, but you don't have demand, then you just have a hobby because you're not making any sales. If you have a unique value proposition and there's demand for your niche, but there's no passion, then you just have a burden of a business, a soul-sucking job, right? That's not why we're in business. And if you have passion and you have demand, but you don't have a unique value proposition, well, then your shop, your niche is just a dime a dozen. And yes, you can make sales, but you won't be able to knock it out of the park without your UVP. So here's a personal example of how PUD helped me find my niche. So if you're familiar with my channel, you might know that I used to sell personalized champagne flutes. And when I was selling personalized champagne flutes, I wasn't really enjoying the process anymore. And when I thought about growing a business and making content for brides-to-be and bridal parties, the passion just was not there. So this business was more of a burden to me than it was anything else. And when I switched my niche and I only started to sell templates for business owners, I knew this was the right niche for me. And I'm not the only one that this system worked for. It also worked for my student Sandra. When she joined Marketing for Makers Academy, she was unsure of what she really wanted her niche to be. She was stressing out a lot about this. She wasn't really making sales on Etsy. But after she went through Module 1 and really got clear on what she wanted to sell and who she wanted to serve, that set a really strong foundation for her. So when she went through the rest of the program, things were more clear and she was able to implement things successfully, and now she makes daily sales on Etsy. So this is a really good starting point for you. I want you to think about your niche in this way. And if niching down is still stressing you out, or you're interested in hearing about my 3-step method to increase traffic and sales and grow a profitable business on Etsy, definitely check out my free 60-minute training. I'll link it down below. In there, I talk about the roadmap to Etsy shop success. So definitely check that out if you're interested. So once I figured out my niche and I started selling successfully on Etsy, I knew I needed to drive more traffic to my shop and my business. So what I did was I created high quality content on evergreen platforms. So evergreen content is basically content that isn't time sensitive. It's relevant for years and years to come. So it has a long shelf life. And evergreen content on a searchable platform, such as blogging or YouTube, is really important because each evergreen piece of content builds on top of each other, which means that over time you will get exponential growth. And yes, creating high quality content is work and it does take time, but it is so worth it. Because you can see how much traffic my YouTube channel drives to my Etsy shop, and almost all of my course sales are driven from my YouTube channel. And I go more in depth on this concept in my free training as well, so don't forget, I will link that down below. So I had the realization that I wanted to create a bigger digital product. I realized I wanted to create a digital course. So what I did was, in order to actually validate that my methods don't just work for me, but work for other people in other niches, I coached a struggling Etsy seller for free. Her name is Laura. She has a printable wall art shop. She's in a very competitive niche and she wasn't making a lot of sales. It took her 2 years to make 200 sales, and when she worked with me, she literally made 200 sales, but in 2 months. And I was just as shocked as her, honestly. When she started seeing those sales coming in, I realized that I knew more than I thought I knew. So what this allowed me to do was document everything we were doing, seeing what was working and what wasn't working. And with that, I was able to create a step-by-step roadmap and plan that I knew would work for other people as well. So now that I had this refined blueprint from working with Laura, I used the same blueprint working with a paid client, and it also helped her grow her shop as well. So this told me that I had enough evidence that this system worked. So I took all that knowledge, I packaged it up into a course, and I live launched my course. Now, just so you can make the connection of how working for free also pertains to resource digital products, when I was creating my thank you card creative kit, I sent out a newsletter and asked my email subscribers if they would fill out a 10-question survey. And it was really to validate my idea of this thank you card creative kit. And if they were to respond, they would get the product for free. Well, I had an overwhelming amount of people respond based on how tiny my email list was back in the day. So I knew that if this many people were willing to fill out a 10-question survey with actual text box, not just multiple choice, I knew that this was something that people wanted. And their survey answers also said that they wanted this as well. Let's say you sell resource digital products on Etsy and you're not really selling. If you discount those prices, you'll be able to get a lot of feedback on what is going to work for you and what is not. This is because when you discount your items, you're going to be attracting a larger audience because yes, people are always going to look for the best deal if the quality is still there. So people will start buying things, or they'll start putting things in their cart, or they'll start messaging you and asking you about certain elements of your digital product. And all of that information is basically helping you and letting you know what the market is responding well to. So instead of creating all these random listings now, you know which style is being most favorited, you know which color people are preferring, and now you have all these questions and feedback in your inbox that can help you make better products that are more likely to sell because the people are asking for it. The fourth phase of growing my digital product business was live launching. Live launching my course was a big deal. And it was a big deal because it was basically a make it or break it moment. I had the sales page done. I had a very thorough outline of what I was going to teach within the course that was going to span over 6 weeks. And I had an audience, it was small, but still an audience that I was going to pitch this course idea to. And if they bought it, then I just validated the market and I was going to create this course. If they didn't buy it, I was going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what I should sell. I don't know if you caught on to this, but I didn't create the course until there was actual people that gave me their money. And I did this because I didn't want to take the chance of spending months and months on a course to only find out that no one bought it. So this was a way to sell it before I created it. It's something that a lot of smart entrepreneurs do. And you can do the same thing with your resource digital products, especially if it's something really elaborate or if it's an idea you have that no one has actually created yet. I wouldn't use it on smaller types of digital products, especially if they're already proven to sell in the marketplace. But if it's a more involved, more elaborate digital product, then yes, perhaps you do want to launch it before you actually create it. I have a video all about one of my live launches. I go into detail about some strategies I did there, and I'll link that down below in the description box. So one thing about live launching is you make a lot of money all at once. Now, with this influx of cash and why it is so important is it allowed me to take a step back from my business and stop the hustle and pay attention to where is this product going to go and be, what is the long-term vision I have for it, and how can I ultimately automate the system. And that is phase number 5. Automating the sales process and creating an evergreen sales funnel. And this last phase is how you create a passive income stream for yourself. Whether it's a resource digital product or a informational digital product, you still can create and you should create a sales funnel for yourself. Now, I know with Etsy, there is already built-in traffic, so if you want to rely on that, you can, but just know that implementing a sales funnel that funnels to your own website where your product is sold there, it's going to really skyrocket your business, of course. But basically, how I created my funnel is first I have my searchable content, so my YouTube channel. And there is zero risk for my target audience to come here on YouTube and watch my free content. But then within my videos, I will talk about my freebies sometimes. And when you sign up for the freebie, you're going to be on my email list. Now, you do have to give your email and your name. So maybe about 40% of people will actually sign up. And once you're on my email list, you'll then get an email sequence, and I eventually tell you about my free training. Now, my free training is a lead qualifier. And basically what that means is that there's a time commitment here. So about 10% of people will actually watch the free training. For you, if you're selling resource digital products, it could be the time that someone spends on your sales page. And then only 1 to 3 people will actually purchase. So now that you have all 5 of these phases set up, what is your goal now? Well, your goal is really just to drive as much traffic as you can, because now that everything is set up, now it's all about continuing to create more content. And if you really just want this whole thing to be super passive, then you can invest in ads with the money you're making from your Evergreen sales funnel. So you don't have to really create content if you don't want to. I don't think I'll ever stop creating content for my business just because I love it, but you don't have to if that's not your long-term goal. So those were the 5 phases of how I grew my digital product business and how I make passive income with my digital products every single month. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, if you liked it, or let me know if you have any questions. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.